Wait, wait. What was the first thing that came to your mind seeing me read this book? Sabi read, Efiko. You might be right. You might be wrong. But before I move on, like before I say any other thing, I would like to say a story. So sometimes last year, I bought two books. I think in November last year, I bought two books that are non-fictions with my money. Emphasis on my money. It has never happened before. It was like the first of its kind. I have never bought a book with my money before. So I was happy, and there was this part of me that was so fulfilled, like buying the book. So I was so happy that I shared the news to my friend, and I was like, I got books. I got these two books that I want to read. I was even telling her that I'll read this one in December. I'll start reading this one in December. I'll start reading this one in January. She was like, this one I can finish it in a week. The next one I can pick up the next one and start reading it. Like she can finish the books. Me, I want to use 1 month to read. She can finish it in a week. I say, you are the reading type now. Me, I'm not the reading type. So no pressure. So I'll just go with my own flow. And meanwhile, the reason I got those books was that in October last year, I read a book called The Richest Man in Babylon. Trust me, that book has been in this house for as long as I can remember. But because I did not have that habit of reading, or because I have this habit of procrastination, oh, I will read it, I will read it, I will read it. I did not read that book, not until October. I eventually conquered those procrastination and all, and I started reading the book. By the time I finished reading that book, it felt like I should just look for a cane and no, just flog myself, because the knowledge I got from that book, if I had read a book like that at the beginning of the year, it would have given me the shift in my finance and helped me, and to have helped me plan better with my finance. But it's not too late, right? It's not too late to try again, right? So when I got those two books, I was like, I'm going to read this one in December, I was going to read that one in January. The first book I started, the first time I started it, like the first time I started the book, I read 3 chapters at a go. The first day, I was so happy. My man was like, energy, you can do this, baby. So you can finish this book in 1 week. Who am I trying to impress? Please help me. Who am I trying to impress? The next day, I read a chapter. After that next day, I read a chapter. My dear brother and sister, I did not carry that book till end of December last year. In fact, I just finished reading that book in January before I picked up the second one, which is this. So no excuse, right? So you don't have excuse, oh my dear. You're not the reading type. So am I. I'm not the reading type too. You can convey a message better to me through like by film, a video, a movie. In my leisure time, I can easily say, oh, I want to watch this movie, or I want to watch this video, than to say in my leisure time, I want to read this book. That's not my own. But in year 2024, I made the decision that reading is going to be your thing, whether you like it or not. In year 2024, I'm like moving out of my comfort zone to doing things that I would not have done. Things that I would naturally would not have done. I am going to do it in 2024, and reading is part of it. So the reason why I'm doing this video is to encourage someone out there that is just like me, that I usually say, I'm not the reading type. I'm not the reading type too, my dear. But in year 2024, we are not grieving for anybody, right? That's a thing for the year. No grief for anybody, even yourself. No grief for yourself. No grief for procrastination. No grief for what? Laziness. No grief for what? Excuses. So if reading is going to bring you out of that your comfort zone, my dear, do it. Because reading exposes you, reading broadens your mindset. It gives you this mind shift that, in fact, will that will bet this confidence that you have never seen in yourself before. Trust me. Yes, it's going to do that for you. Read books on self-development, on finance, on leadership, on faith, on health, on fitness. Read books that will broaden your mindset. If you don't know how to read like me, just take it one step at a time. You can get books that are not so much, like maybe something like this. You can get something like this that's quite small. So when you're done with that, you can continue reading something like this. And when you're very okay, when you're comfortable to moving to the next phase, you can get something much more bigger. That's how you'll be doing. So you'll not get overwhelmed and you don't start a book and you'll not finish it. And that's another thing again. Go with your own flow. And even as you're going with your own flow, be disciplined enough to say that, oh, I'm doing 10 pages in a day, I'm doing 15 pages in a day, and all. And of course, I got my books from Candy bookstores. You can check them on Instagram if you want to purchase them. Then, so in this year, 2024, we are not growing for anybody, and we are not even growing for ourselves, right? Thing that came to your mind, see me read this book. Shisabi read or Efiko. My dear, you might be right actually, and you might be wrong. But in it's not matching, right? This is the book. So you get the answer. Listen to this story. Want to read or you don't have the time to read and all of that stuff. No grief for anybody. So if you are the reading, you are not the reading type, I mean. Who the hell is this trailer that is passing? You know what? First the TV